You aren't losing sleep because you aren't tired. You are just overstimulated. Your body demands rest, but your brain refuses the signal. This friction is not a discipline failure. It is untreated, nighttime anxiety hijacking your biological exhaustion. You stare at glowing glass. You consume fragmented media. Your physical form is depleted, yet your nervous system remains trapped in a state of elevated alert. The daylight hours consumed your autonomy. Every choice belonged to the schedule, the employer, the algorithm. The dark offers a counterfeit sense of ownership. You are stealing time from your own recovery. This theft feels like freedom. It is a biological tax you will pay tomorrow. Cognitive science maps this pattern. When daily cognitive load exceeds processing capacity, unresolved loops pile up. The brain categorizes these open loops as immediate threats. Have you ever noticed your mental precision fading early in the day because of this late-night resistance? Share your experience in the comments. The resistance has a mechanism. Your prefrontal cortex, responsible for impulse control, wears thin by evening. Decision fatigue erodes the brakes on your attention. The primal brain takes the wheel. It seeks quick low-for dopamine to mask the underlying cortisol spike. Scrolling provides motion without physical movement. This creates a synthetic wakefulness. The optic nerve receives blue light, suppressing melatonin production. Your pineal gland assumes the sun is still high. You are running a daytime operating system on emergency battery power. The hardware degrades. The software glitches. This is the hidden architecture of modern exhaustion. People treat sleep as a switch. The nervous system operates as a slow-cooling reactor. You cannot force a reactor to cool by simply flipping a switch. You must initiate a controlled shutdown. Most advice focuses on the bedroom. Cold temperatures, dark curtains, white noise. These are environmental patches. They do not solve the cognitive software error. The software error is hyperarousal. The mind is trying to process the day's unresolved data while fighting physical collapse. To break this loop, you must adopt the neural decompression sequence ***. This is not a bedtime routine. It is a targeted cognitive off-ramp. The sequence begins 2 hours before sleep. It requires intentional sensory reduction. You must filter the input before you can regulate the output. Notice the drift. You consume high-velocity information right up to the moment your head hits the pillow. The brain requires time to file this data. If you do not provide active processing time, the brain will force passive processing time. It will keep you awake to sort the files. The first phase of ***, the neural decompression sequence ***, is cognitive neuralization. The mind is a terrible storage device. It is built for processing, not holding. Transfer the open loops. Write tomorrow's primary targets on a physical medium. The act of moving data from the cortex to paper signals completion. This externalization reduces the friction of anticipated memory. You no longer have to exert energy remembering what to do. The paper holds the burden. The second phase involves chemical recalibration. Managing the transition from daylight alertness to nighttime recovery requires strategic nutrient support. Modern diets often lack the precise minerals required to lower neural tension. Magnesium L-threonate is uniquely structured to cross the blood-brain barrier. It supports the downregulation of hyperactive receptors. This directly addresses the physical root of bedtime anxiety, guiding the brain into its natural recovery state. Integrating a high-quality cognitive support compound accelerates the decompression process. You can find a verified formulation through the link in the description. The third phase is sensory gating. Blue light is a widely recognized disruptor, but the velocity of imagery is equally damaging. Rapid visual transitions force the brain to parse new environments every second. This simulates the visual input of a high-stress environment. Slow the visual input. Read a static page. Listen to a single audio track. Reduce the frame rate of your reality. When you slow the input, the internal processing speed matches the environment. The cortisol curve begins its natural descent. Observe the shift. Many label this late-night delay as revenge bedtime procrastination. The term implies a conscious choice. It is an unconscious survival mechanism. The ego demands a moment of unallocated time. If the day offered zero stillness, the night must provide it. You are sacrificing neuroplasticity for the illusion of leisure. Sleep is the precise mechanism where learning consolidates and cellular repair activates. By delaying sleep, you impair tomorrow's executive function. Lower executive function leads to less efficiency. Less efficiency leads to longer work hours. Longer work hours lead to less autonomy. Less autonomy triggers the desire to stay awake tonight. The feedback loop closes like a trap. Breaking the loop requires resetting the baseline. You must reclaim small windows of autonomy during the daylight hours. 10 minutes of unallocated time at noon prevents 2 hours of scrolling at midnight. You must decompress in microdoses throughout the day. If you hoard all your processing requirements for the evening, the system will crash. The backlog is too vast for a smooth shutdown. Consider the mechanical reality of your attention. It is a finite resource. It burns fuel. The residue of that burn is adenosine. Adenosine accumulates to create sleep pressure. Caffeine blocks the receptors, masking the pressure. The debt remains, hidden behind a chemical wall. When the caffeine clears, the adenosine floods the receptors. The crash is inevitable. The body is exhausted, but the stressed mind panics. This panic manifests as a racing pulse, shallow breathing, and looping thoughts. The exact signature of generalized fear, deployed in the quiet of your bedroom. Regulating light exposure early in the day sets the anchor for the night. Morning photons trigger the biological timer for evening melatonin. If you wake up in the dark and work under synthetic lights, the timer never starts. The biological clock drifts into chaos. The modern environment is engineered against your circadian rhythm. You must engineer a deliberate defense. Watch the friction. The moment you attempt to shut your eyes, the unresolved interactions replay. The unwritten email, the awkward conversation, the looming deadline. The neural decompression sequence, catches these before they enter the bedroom. The bedroom must be conditioned as a zero-input zone. Your brain relies on spatial association. If you work, eat, and scroll in bed, the brain associates the mattress with action. When you finally lie down to rest, the brain prepares for work. It floods the system with cortisol. You have trained it to do this. Break the spatial anchor. The bed is for physical recovery. All other activities must occur in a different physical location. This sounds basic, but cognitive mapping is rigid. It takes weeks to rewrite a spatial association. Consistency is the only metric that matters. Let the cognitive static settle. Do not fight the wandering mind. Observe the noise without engaging the content. Engaging the content restarts the processing engine. Acknowledge the thought, let it drift, and return focus to the physical sensation of breathing. The breath is the manual override for the autonomic nervous system. Extending the exhale slows the heart rate. A slow heart rate signals safety. The brain cannot sustain high alert when the body signals deep safety. The physiology will drag the psychology into a state of rest. Master this biological lever. You do not negotiate with the racing mind. You change the physical parameters that sustain it. The modern mind is subjected to a relentless volume of microdisciplines. Swipe left. Click here. Read this. Ignore that. Each microdecision consumes a fraction of glucose in the prefrontal cortex. By midnight, the cognitive fuel tank is running on fumes. You are not choosing to stay awake out of defiance. You are staying awake because the mechanism that regulates sleep requires energy to function. Falling asleep is not a passive surrender. It is an active biological process. The brain must orchestrate a complex cascade of neurotransmitters. If the system is drained by continuous microstressors, it lacks the energy to initiate the shutdown sequence. You remain stuck in neural limbo. This limbo is where the phantom threats manifest. The brain, lacking the capacity to problem solve, simply amplifies the threat signals. To intervene, you must minimize decision velocity in the final hours of the day. Automate the evening. Remove the burden of choice. Prepare tomorrow's clothing. Pre-stage tomorrow's work materials. Eliminate the morning friction before the night begins. When the brain recognizes that tomorrow is mathematically solved, it releases the grip on today. The perceived danger dissolves. This is the ultimate objective of the recalibration. You replace the chaotic slide into exhaustion with an engineered descent into recovery. The exhaustion you feel is the cost of poor signal management. The mental fog is the residue of deferred maintenance. You have the tools to alter the architecture of your evenings. The implementation requires nothing but your focused intent. Every night is a test of this boundary. Reclaim the dark for its intended purpose. Defend your neural architecture. If you value your cognitive longevity, consider subscribing to protect your most valuable asset. Your brain requires this defense against ambient anxiety. This material is for educational and strategic purposes. It does not constitute medical or financial advice. Consult qualified professionals before altering your structural routines.